because it's the only thing that I've come across, including the workouts in the gym and different kinds of ball playing or different kinds of interest and activity, that combines as an end result me feeling physically good and an emotional release when I'm done. So it's a total mind-body realization of potential that I might have, and it's true almost every single time. And of all the yoga I've done, I've gotten physical results for sure, but never an emotional, the same kind of emotional release that I do after a class with Aimee. So she combines everything, and we love coming to her classes. That's it.
Hi. I enjoy my yoga practice because, like Aimee, I also teach. She's way nicer than I am. Very gentle soul. But I love Aimee and her teaching because she's probably one of the most authentic teachers in this healing industry. It comes right from her heart, and it's felt. She's real. She's an angel. I like yoga because it keeps my body strong, and it helps me to really focus on one of the most valuable tools given to us as beings is this mental mind. And I know that on the mat, I can stay really focused. I know I can do anything. And I have a physical body to keep me strong to do all the things I want to accomplish. Thank you, Aimee. Way nicer than I am. You can learn a lot from her. Namaste. I love Aimee.
I met Aimee 2.5 years ago. I saw a yoga sign, and I went in, and a woman on the porch said, "Do you know this is power yoga?" And I was like, oh. I didn't even know what it was, and had a lot of physical things going on with my body. And after about 2 minutes, I knew I was in the perfect place for me. And I told my husband he had to come with me. And for 2.5 years, I learn and grow with every single class.
Thank
and I'm
you.
getting physically strong, and I think mentally much stronger. You are precious.
Thank you. Something that I take away from yoga is that it teaches me a lot about my body mechanics, so that just in everyday life, and like shoveling snow or like playing ice hockey, I'm like engaging in my core and like locking my shoulders and shoulder blades onto my back. Just finding ways to keep my body really tuned into the activity. Even if it's not like asana yoga. And that helps me just find strength and power and stay safe from injury. So that's just been like something very very practical, but also very healing, because then it allows me to be able to engage in a lot of activities with a lot of people. And even if I've not been experienced with that, I'm experienced with just making my body work to do something. So that's something that the on the mat practice helps me with. And Aimee's classes, Aimee's teachings have really stood out from other teachers I've worked with and other classes I've found, because Aimee's so present with us on the journey. She's very generous with her time after talking to us about, like if we're, have any questions, anything we're not getting, and lets us know, when there's another class coming up, or, special sessions, podcasts. So she really hangs on with us on the journey. It's not just, great, you're learning yoga, go off, yoga it up. She really makes sure we're still in tune with this lesson, this lineage. So, that helps just really deepen the root.
It's true, I care so much about my students, and it's so much beyond the mat. It's something where I make it my job to remember people well, whether they started with me a few years ago or a few weeks ago. I love people, I love connection, and for most of my life I was disconnected from people and lacked the confidence to really put myself out there and and unite with others. And I kept myself pretty hidden and pretty obscure instead. And yoga has brought out something inside me that just says, you know you have a really great class when you just walk out of a room of a yoga class and you're just in love with everybody. Whether it's a stranger in line at the deli or the grumpy lady on the subway in Boston, it's just like you don't see the story of them anymore. You don't see the bad mood. You see it, you care for it, not so much about it, so you can see the soul of people instead. And that's what yoga helps me do. It helps me stay connected to the souls of my students, not just their bodies. And when you have that kind of connection with somebody, you make sure you do stay in touch with them. You make sure you do keep a connection with them wherever they go, wherever they are. And you also encourage them to live their life big, to not stay with you, but to always know that you're there. You're an email away, you're a podcast away, whatever. And I don't think that ever goes away. In fact, the more I teach and the more I evolve and expand my own heart, I just fall in love with my students every single time they practice. It's not like, oh, you again. It's like, yes, hi, And that's so powerful about yoga.
I'm new to the area. I've taken a couple of Aimee's classes now, but I've known Aimee for probably almost 2 years. And yoga is extremely important in my daily life. And when I look back and think, what does it allow me to do? I sent Aimee this email. I knew I was coming to the area, so I sent Aimee an email saying, oh great, there's a teacher here. I'm excited to take her class. And she wrote back, what does yoga do for you on the daily? And that hit me. I'm like, wow, it seems like such a simple question, but it's just like, what does it do for me on a daily? Because I was practicing every day, and long story short, through everything that it does, it allows me to smile more and smile every day. And that's what came to me, was it allows me to smile. I went through a lot of things, and Aimee helped me with some of my a rough period in my life, and I came through it through yoga, and that's what it allows me to do. And every time I run into someone at school who knows Aimee, they're always excited, and every time I'm in class I can feel the love and compassion that Aimee gives to each student and anyone she runs into, even the stray cat on the road.
Hey, stray cats need the love too.
So, I met Aimee probably 4 years ago taking a class here, and at that time I was feeling pretty comfortable with myself, but her class just made me feel so physically powerful and feel so great about myself, and I kept coming back, and then that fall I left for college, and since then hadn't been back to a class until now, and my life has taken a different path than I originally thought it was going through an emotional journey and figuring out who I really am now. And Aimee, coming back to Aimee's class was no coincidence that I showed up on a Thursday night. And through her classes, I have found myself feeling so much more powerful and more stronger, not just physically but emotionally. And she has been such a bright, shining light in my life and has helped me through so much on and off the mat, and I really appreciate her for that, so thank you so much.
Yoga for me, I actually take dance outside of this, so I'm used to the physical stretching, strength part of it, but this is just an entirely different experience. It's not a class, it's a journey that you actually go through. Your mind isn't running through other things, and as a student at UNH, I'm constantly up in my head doing things and busy and worried and stressed, and I get here and it's just a release of everything. And I've only known Aimee for a short time. I've only been to a few of her classes, but for me, it enriches yoga so much more. I've been to other classes of yoga where I don't like it and I leave and I'm like, I could take it or leave it, but I actually drove here today to be here for this because I missed it and I wanted to be here. And I love this, so thank you.
You're welcome. To see the power that comes out of people and they bring that back into their lives. I don't know if MasterCard has anything on that. I mean, for so many years I would teach, and I was so enthralled and so enthused to see a student just grow by leaps and bounds, so beyond the physical. Like they're all saying, it's mentally and emotionally, they're starting to go, wow, what else can I do out there in our life? And finding a deep confidence and courage. But I used to teach just for the enthusiasm, just for the love of it. I forgot that I would get paid. I would always be pleasantly surprised when I would get paid, because I was like, wait, I love my work and I get paid for that? That's not something everybody in humanity can say. Yoga will bring you to the best, absolute best of yourself, and it will also bring you to the absolute best people. And I think I have a very valid right to say that with the students, that I get the privilege not just to teach them a downward dog, anybody can do that. I get to be part of their lives. I get to be part of them becoming more than they ever thought they could be. And that is a constant evolvement, and it's meant to be. And to empower somebody to also heal places where their inner Humpty Dumpty is kind of all over the place, as yoga has done for me, and to move them into wholeness. That really, to have people walk out and just feel really good about themselves, just really comfortable in their own skin, that's worth my getting up and teaching another downward dog every day. To see people transform and know that I had a tiny bit to do with that is allowing me to feel like I'm living my life right, and then I'll be able to die really well. And for the rest of my life, I'm just in service. I'm in service to all those I can reach who want to find out, is there anything more in here? Because before it can be out there, it's got to come to the realization there's so much more going on in here. And when we get clear on that, and also to really support them clearing out their lives, weeding out what's not vital, it's a limitless opportunity, and it's limitless privilege. It's boundless, and I'm just in awe that I could even be on this path and meet the people I have and to serve. So thank you to all of you practicing yoga in your living room. I know how hard that is when you can't make it to a class. There's something inside you that's got to keep yourself motivated in that living room. To all those yoga teachers that came long before me, to my amazing teachers, to the friends I have, to the friends I've made through the path of yoga, it is the ultimate vehicle and the destination, and it will take you on the ride of your life. Namaste.